Coagulations, we've done.
Coagulations, look at these guys ready to just gank me.
Cameron on the share, observing the gank squad.
Cooper.
Alright, so...
Oh, jeez, okay. Hey.
Oh my god.
All right,
yes,
let's
do it. Here we
perfect
go.
time, mid-combo.
Oh, God.
yeah.
Now, every time I die, they'll do that. And I'm just gonna die every time. Oh, fuck. Boys, it's over. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So anyways, Cooper, the 1980 something...
720p. Why does it say that up there in the corner?
It should go away.
It
Should. Oh, God. Let's do it again.
It means you have 720 pence because it's British.
It's supposed to go away,
I don't know about
but
that.
I guess it's
I
there
think
for
it-
the duration of the episode
What if
because I
it's
don't
been
want
there
to
the
press
whole
the
time?
button to change it and possibly bork it. So
Let's
here we
bork.
are. Zoom enhance. There it is. It's right there.
Boys, this is gonna get rough.
720.
So anyways, Cooper,
Yeah.
the entire plot of the 1980s action horror movie The Thing, directed by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell, goes like this. Holy fuck.
This was a mistake! This was a big mistake!
You have one. You have a potion.
Oh my god!
You do have a potion.
I
Though.
know. I'm trying to save it!
Just get in the minecart and run.
Yeah, get in the minecart and run.
No.
Looks like this.
Get, oh my god.
It's a point of pride.
Oh my god.
Ultimate fighting battles. So anyways, it's Antarctica, right? And this dog
Yeah.
is running through the snow, and this helicopter full of Norwegian dudes is chasing it, and they're throwing dynamite at this dog, right?
Yeah.
And anyways, this dog keeps on running until it gets to the American Antarctica base, full of nerdy scientists, cool, tough dudes, and then one drunken helicopter pilot named Kurt Russell. Anyways, the dog gets to the base, and everyone's like, oh, look at this cute dog. What's with those crazy Norwegian dudes? Then the crazy Norwegian dudes land the helicopter, and one of them gets out holding a rifle, and he starts screaming in Norwegian, and he doesn't speak English. And everyone's like, this is odd. And then he shoots one of the dudes in the leg accidentally, trying to shoot the dog. And Kurt Russell, like, wakes up from his drunken stupor or whatever. Anyways, the Norwegian dude starts running after this dog. And I think it's a cool old guy with a 6-shooter just shoots the Norwegian dude right between the eyes and murks him just like that. And everyone's like, that was some crazy shit. Let's see if the dog's okay. What about our guy who got shot? He'll be alright. What's going on at that Norwegian base? Maybe they got cabin fever. That explains why they were throwing dynamite at this dog. Let's go take a look at their Norwegian ice base. So, a couple dudes hang out at the American Antarctica base, and they're like looking at the dog, and they're like being, man, that was some crazy shit. And some other dudes convince drunken stupor Kurt Russell to fly them to the Norwegian base, even though there's like the Antarctic equivalent of a hurricane coming. And he's like, this is a bad idea. We're all men's men, we shouldn't be doing these bad ideas.
Here we go.
Zach, are you
X
okay?
to start.
Oh, God.
Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ!
This is some Tom.
Oh, no, there's full control, dude. Oh, my God. Can you fall off?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh god. We made it back to the beginning, boys.
He hit the wrong switches. This is radical. Oh, missed.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Did it make it? Oh,
yeah,
I did it.
yeah.
Alright.
All right, we still good?
The speed here is unreasonable.
Hey, bonus secret. Here.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Okay, I fully expected to blast off back towards the camera.
Big dumb.
So anyways,
I got a big special thing.
Kurt Russell flies a couple of the dudes over to the Norwegian base in his helicopter, and they find the place has like a total of like 4 standing walls left, and there's like 6 frozen corpses. One of them somehow with
Nice.
2 cut wrists and a
Don't
cut
die.
throat, all of them gushing with frozen blood, with somehow the thing still in his hand, which means that he cut one wrist, cut his throat, and then somehow cut the other one with the hand connected to the wrist that was already cut, and then held on to the razor while dying in this chair. I don't get it. Anyways, then they go outside, and they find a disgusting mess that looks like 1.5 people mashed together that was burned with gasoline and then frozen. And they go, this is weird. We should take this 1.5 times corpse
that was the big. Okay.
What? Yeah, that's fine.
back to our base with us and find out and talk to everybody and get our doctor to dissect it. That seems like a very good idea. Oh yeah, they don't have any radio communication with the outside world because of the big dumb storm.
Missed the thing again. God damn it.
And Kurt Russell is unhappy about the entire situation. Anyways, they get back to the home base, and the one guy does an autopsy on the 1.5 man corpse. He goes, okay, as far as I can tell, this is a normal set of internal organs, which is really strange considering that these are two faces mashed together like Play-Doh. And everyone goes, yeah, that sure is weird. Let's put a blanket over it and leave it here. And they all go, yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh my god, he's so lucky to have survived that. So anyways, then they're talking about, I don't know, some weird shit's going on, and then someone gets startled by the dog, and then he starts swearing at it, and says to the dog man, hey dog man, put this dog with the other dogs, because it's annoying me. Dog man says, that's okay, I'm sure it'll make great friends with all the other dogs. And everyone in the audience looks at each other knowingly. And then he brings this dog to the dog kennel, and he says, go in there and meet your new friends. And then he locks the dog kennel, turns off the lights, and leaves. And there's an ominous shot of the dog in the middle of the kennel. And then the dog in the middle of the kennel just kind of explodes into worms coming out of its skin, and its face opens up like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And it starts like shooting out limbs and spewing disgusting liquids onto these other screaming dogs. And everyone starts going, what the fuck is all that noise? And the dude goes back in there and he opens the door and he's like, what's going on? Why won't the light work? And then he slowly raises the flashlight to reveal a disgusting mass of fleshy dog heads that are all eating each other except for the one that is screaming at him. And he goes, this isn't a very good situation.
All right.
A ring?
Shit!
I wonder what this is.
Oh, man, you ready for a new...
720p?
I'll fix it for next one.
Anyway, continuing. You can do your thing.
I don't know, Gollum's gonna show
Next
up,
level.
man.
Oh,
Next
man, I
level.
could get the thing if I really wanted
You
to.
should do it.
We did it.
Yeah, we did.
That was a lot of fucking money.
Well, the potions don't cost that much.
Oh, that's true. They're only 40.
I like that one purchase of the rocks makes it full.
Mm-hmm.
That's very nice.
That is very
Lost again in the tunnels, Bilbo found a gleaming golden ring. He put the mysterious ring in his pocket. Then he realized he was not alone.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bilbo introduced himself to the mysterious creature named Gollum.
Do we not get a real
They
cutscene
agreed
of
to
this?
play
No.
the ancient game
Aw,
of
man.
riddles.
I wanted a real voice acting
Rules
cutscene of this
simple.
scene.
If Gollum lost the game, he would show Bilbo the way out. But if Bilbo lost, Gollum would eat a tasty dinner. Soon, Bilbo couldn't think of any more riddles.
Dun, dun, dun. There you go.
There we go.
Yes, it's scrumptious.
We even get the good graphics.
What have I got in my pocket? Not fair. Gollum.
Well, that's my riddle.
Hands, the knife, his string, or nothing.
All wrong. Now, show me the way out.
We must go and get something first.
This Gollum reminds me of Watto from Phantom Menace.
My ring! My precious! What has it got in its nasty little pockets? It must know the way out!
Bilbo followed Gollum out of the cave and found his
We don't even
friends
get
on
a
the
Gollum
other side
boss
of the Misty
fight?
Mountains.
What is this
Not
shit?
danger. A pack of wild wargs attacked.
We don't even get a cutscene of the warg attack!
Jesus Christ, just watch the damn thing.
It skips a lot. Okay,
there we go.
Ah, the trees.
Treants. Yeah.
The great eagle! Oh, friends, we are saved!
What?
They have no time. This game has no time.
No.
This game has no time.
No, it doesn't.
720p.
720p?
I mean, I prefer this to the 9 boring hours of the Hobbit movies, but geez, this is fucking rapid.
Safety, Gandalf said goodbye to his old friend, the Lord of the Eagles. At the edge of Mirkwood, Gandalf
Fucking Mirkwood,
announced he
I
was
hate this
leaving
level so
again.
much.
He showed them a trail through the forest
It's bitter.
and warned them not to stray from the path. Soon their supplies ran low. One day, the hungry dwarves saw
Yeah,
wood
Arnie.
elves feasting in the forest, and they left the path.
Dun dun dun.
The wood elves vanished. Bilbo found himself lost and alone.
So music.
So the
in
music
this
for this level used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. And every
Awesome.
time I'd go through it, I'd have to turn the volume off.
Max.
You're gonna
Violet
see
volume.
you're gonna see why 7-year-old Zach had a heart attack every time during this level.
They knew better than to get lost in Mirkwood Forest.
But as I've grown up,
Well,
it's become one of
I
my
better
favorite
find
levels too.
I quit. Why is it still tutorialing? Oh, the ring.
Yeah.
That's why.
I can't attack during when I'm in it too.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
have a magic bar.
And the more I use it, the more insane I go.
Really?
No.
Oh.
That'd be pretty cool though.
If you use it, it's just like the Cursed Crusade. The more you use it, the more the Black Phantom guys come and get you.
On the
Really close
next
to the-
episode. No, I'm kidding.
So this is before the ring wraiths are like alive or whatever?
What do you mean?
Well, because they're not coming after you.
This isn't Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but it's the same world.
They were never coming after him in the first place.
Why not?
Because Sauron wasn't a thing yet. I don't know.
Don't they come after
This
him
is like
for the
50
ring,
years
right?
before Lord of the Rings.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure the ring wraiths.
I mean, they're still a thing, obviously.
I
but
doubt those were all 30-year-old men.
No. I don't even
I'm
think
pretty
they
sure
ever
they were
actually
supposed to
explain.
be. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be the ancient kings of men that succumbed to the temptation of power from the rings that Sauron gave them, or something along those lines.
Yep. Pretty much.
So, I don't know much about Lord of the Rings, but when do they show up in the movies?
As soon as Frodo puts the ring on for the first time, Sauron's like, "I got you!" And the ring. Oh wait, no, the ring wraiths are chasing after them, like right after they leave the Shire, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like one shows up on a horse and like looks left as they run right, and it's super stupid. And
And
then
he
it leaves.
bodies
Oh,
one
yeah.
of them. And he bodies one of them.
I remember that shot from the movie.
It's like looking over the log.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did I fuck up?
What do you mean?
Jumps down to where it
You
can't
could
get
just
out of.
you could just cut that web.
So has the music part started yet?
It's like super ominous
Yeah.
sound effects and stuff.
Bum bum.
Oh, I'm gonna die from these fucking spiders.
They got poison damage.
I tried really hard.
So the dogs are all exploding, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So the one guy freaks out and
How's
goes,
the game? What's the game about?
"It's a third-person shooter."
Dang straight it is. What else would it be?
Where you want to know what the dudes in the movie never thought of that they really ought to have, because it would have defeated the thing once and for all. Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
So you built up all of the momentum from the attempts and fails, and then it all paid off at once, and you've warped 10 feet.
Yeah, but yeah.
The one secret technique that the thing's infinity of cosmic terror never prepared it for.
Hey.
Circle strafing.
If someone just stares at it?
No, circle strafing. If you run around the thing in a circle while firing any weapon at it, it stands no chance. That's something that space doesn't do. Space doesn't prepare you for circle strafing.
What? Is this in the movie?
No.
Or is this in the game?
No, this is in the game!
Oh my god.
Kurt Russell doesn't just circle strafe the thing to death.
That'd be hysterical if he did.
No, that's how you do in the game.
Are there multiple things you have to shoot?
Yes.
Is it a zombie game, basically?
Ish.
Ish.
The things aren't really
I don't know
zombie.
how they would have made that into a game. That movie was more or less just very suspenseful and ominous.
Very suspenseful. Well, anyways, exploding dogs, right? And the guy pulls the fire alarm to let everyone know that the dogs are exploding. So then everyone shows up, a guy shows up with a fire extinguisher and he says, no, that's not it. It's not actually a fire. All those dogs are exploding. And he goes, that's rough. Mac, get the flamethrower. And then someone shouts, Mac, get the flamethrower. What? What's that? Get the flamethrower. Don't know what we need it for, but we need the flamethrower. I'm guessing they have the flamethrower in the Antarctic for like rapid ice melting in emergencies. But it seems a little odd that it's just a straight up flamethrower. But anyways, the guy shows up with the flamethrower, and everyone's like, don't get too close to that. One dude with a rifle like shoots I think there's like 2 or 3 dudes with rifles, and they're all shooting at the big dog monster. But one of the dogs that's not quite absorbed yet gets shot, and then the dog man goes, ah! And he like tackles one of the dudes with the rifle, and everyone pulls him away.
Yeah, zombies! This used to scare the shit out of me.
Oh, nice.
And he still has a shield.
Apparently.
Okay.
Nice. Got him.
It's just like the movies.
Just like the movies.
Yeah, Kurt Russell fires a flamethrower at the dog, but not before like half of the dog monster grows long arms, punches a hole through the ceiling, and drags itself up while squealing embarrassingly. And then they burn the rest of it. And you know what they do to the massive mound of mixed dog parts? They get the doctor to perform an autopsy on it again. And then he's like, well, this sure is a bunch of dogs in here. And they go, yeah, it's not great, is it? And he goes, no, it's not great. I wonder where the rest of it went. And
so by this time they know.
They know that the dog was actually a horrible monster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. When they went to the Norwegian ice base, they found a massive block of ice with like a hole melted in the middle of it, because apparently they cut something out of the ice, and then like it got out. And it is a reference to the old black and white The Thing from Another World movie from the 1950s. Because what happened in that movie was there was a thing in the ice, and then the idiots put an electric blanket over it, and it melted the block.
Huh.
Ah, yeah, there's the music.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Very subtle.
I can't believe how specific you need to... You just can't aim up.
Yeah, that's how that works. Does it... There you go.
Yeah, anyways, the doctor performed the autopsy, right? He's got a supercomputer. And it just shows him, like, sitting in front of the computer, and I think he's drinking or something. And he's got, like, a simulation running on the computer of alien cell infecting normal cell. And then you see the red cell and the green cell. And then I think it's like the green cell touches the red cell, and the red cell slowly turns into a green cell. And then they both turn red because they're hiding, right? And then the computer says, odds that one or more crew members are infected, 80%. And he's like, oh, the computer figured it out. And then the computer says, and I'm not fucking kidding, time it would take for entire human race to be infected if the organism reached civilization like 100,000 hours or something like that. Because this fucking 80s computer they've got in the American Antarctica base, like studying fucking geothermal vents or something, knows what's up with exact alien invasion survival statistics. And the doctor's like, well, that's no good. Time to pull out the gun. And the doctor pulls out the gun. And everyone's going like, oh, this is all bad, isn't it? Oh, man. And then, Kurt Russell is going out to the helicopter because he's bored or something, and he sees a mysterious hooded figure running away from the helicopter, and he goes, that's not good. And then he walks up to the helicopter, and all the controls are chopped up and ripped out, and he goes, shit, or something like that. And then he gets back inside, and he's like, someone fucked up at the helicopter, and someone's like, oh no, the doctor guy has a gun and an axe, and he attacked Dogman, I think? No, Radio Man. And he's, like, actively hacking away at the radio. That was really cool.
6 speedrun strat.
And the doctor is screaming, none of us are getting out of here. None of us. And then Kurt Russell, walks up to him and says, no, not Kurt Russell, Keith David, because Keith David's in that movie.
Yeah,
Keith David's awesome. Keith David's like, you don't really want to shoot me. And then the doctor shoots Keith David. And then Kurt Russell runs in, like, holding a door or something, or a table, and they, like, tackle the guy. And then Kurt Russell lands 2 of the most vicious-looking punches you've seen in your life. Makes, like, the smack, smack sound from, like, 70s movies. Like, he's punching him so hard, it's, like, breaking the sound barrier. And that old, like, overweight, 60-year-old balding man is out like a light, because Kurt Russell just fucking bodied him.
So is he infected, or is he just stupid?
So they lock him up in a shed because they're not sure whether or not he's infected. And then there's a scene of some other guys.
No!
You're okay!
Is that a magical barrier guarding that?
No. It's,
Awesome. Great. Fantastic.
spiderwebs.
Yeah, there we go. Right.
Yeah, but it looks like it's got a... Oh, it's just the mist effect. Okay, never mind.
Right, I forgot, when they lock up the doctor in the shed, the doctor says, watch Dog Man, and watch him close, you hear me?
Watch Dog Man.
And, anyways, then, Radio Man and, Bald Ginger Man are, sitting in the room, and they're, like, looking at the 1.5 face corpse that they brought back from the Norwegian ice base, and like, aw, man, this must be what happened to these poor saps. That sure is sad. And then he puts the blanket back over it, and he turns around, but the camera is lingering on it, so you know it's gonna move, and then it moves. And then he's like, well, anyways, I'm gonna go to a different room for 30 seconds. I'm sure you'll be fine, Ginger Bald Man.
Cameron.
And Ginger Bald Man says, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be fine. And then Radio Man leaves, but then Radio Man comes back in, and it got Ginger Bald Man. And then Radio Man runs out, and he goes, it got Ginger Bald Man. And Kurt Russell grabs a flamethrower, and they run in there, and Ginger Bald Man is gone, and the window is broken, and they all fucking sprint outside to chase after Ginger Bald Man. And they get out there, and Ginger Bald Man looks okay, but then he raises his hands, and they're all fucked up and messy, and then he just opens his mouth, and a horrible, like, scraping roar comes out of his mouth, and Kurt Russell just fucking blasts him with the flamethrower. And Kurt Russell goes, if we'd waited any longer, that thing would have been acting and talking exactly like Ginger Bald Man. Now, I know for a fact that at least one of you is not infected, because if you were all just these things, you'd all just attack me.
That's where you came from.
So what we need to do is, not get got. And they spend a couple scenes spending time talking about, I think we should all prepare our own meals and only eat out of cans, just in case a single cell can take over a person. And they're saying things like, well, if so-and-so is infected, what if Dr. Man in the shed is infected? Don't worry, he's way out there. We like stole his winter coat so he can't leave, because he'd just freeze as soon as he left. Something like that. And everyone's starting to get tense and not trusting each other. And they found some of Ginger Bald Man's clothes, and they also found like a pair. The cook guy found the cook who wears roller skates. Was that a dynamite?
He got the firepower up for his rocks.
Oh,
Yeah, remember? Only lasts like 15 seconds.
I do not remember, but that's cool. But right, the cook guy who wears roller skates because he's really bored in Antarctica. Once upon a time, early in the movie, found a ripped up pair of underwear or something in the garbage in the kitchen. And Kurt Russell uses his Sherlock Holmes skills to deduce this thing rips through your clothes when it takes you. So we need, because we found some of Ginger Bald Man's clothes before we saw him turn into the roaring monster. And then someone finds Kurt Russell's clothes all ripped up, and like with his name tag on it, and they're all like, we all need to fucking get Kurt Russell because he was out there checking on the doctor man. So they just lock the door so he can't get in while they're like pointing flamethrowers at the door. And then they hear a window smash and like, oh my god, he got into the dynamite room. They all run into the dynamite room and he's holding a stick of dynamite and he's half frozen to death and he says, fucking shoot me, cowards, we'll all explode. And then was because he's got the dynamite, and then I think Keith David like jumps him, and then he just like elbows him in the face and says, "Ha! You thought."
Hello.
Who are you? You don't look like any elf or goblin. I am Corwin, huntsman from Lake Town.
Hello. I'm Bilbo Baggins, a
Is
hobbit.
Corwin
of
the
Shire,
guy who shoots the dragon?
And I'm looking for my friends. Did you see 13 dwarves run through here?
No, but I did see the spiders carry about a dozen wriggling bundles of spider silk through that web.
Did the
My
dwarves
friends-
all get got?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my god!
Spiders killed every man in my camp, including my brother.
I
Tragic
am
backstory
sorry
for
about your
Corwin.
brother.
You could burn through those webs if you had some oil. You will find some.
Or if you got the firepower up for your rocks.
Oh, now Corwin is very sad. So, anyways, Kurt Russell is like,
Yeah,
"Give me that
so anyways.
flamethrower, or I'll blow us all up." And they go, "Okay, fine, we'll give you a flamethrower so you don't blow us all up." So Kurt Russell is standing there. He's got a flamethrower in one hand, a stick of dynamite in the other, and he's got a gun.
Is the main weapon in the thing, the video game, the flamethrower?
Well, anyways,
Go on.
Oh my god, they don't care how invisible you are. But yeah, so he goes, okay. Right. The dudes who attacked him in the armory, the fucking Keith David, and non-bald, ginger, blonde, something like that. I can't remember what his job was. He was just a guy. Anyways, Kurt like kind of
Non-blonde
nudges him and he falls down, and then he's like stops breathing, and they're like, "Oh God, we got to get the backup medic or whatever to take a look at him because his heart stopped beating." So Kurt Russell is like following them around with the flamethrower and the dynamite, being like, "Try to save his life, but also no one fuck with me." And the medic guy is like rubbing the shock pads together, and he says clear, and as he pushes down on the dude's chest, the chest opens up into a giant mouth, so his hands go inside, and then the teeth bite the doctor's arms off, and he goes blah! And he's spraying blood out of his stumps, and then he falls down, and then the dude who had died is like shaking, and then things start spewing out of his chest, and then another, like an extra version of his head, along with a bunch of weird arms, like shoots up out on the top of a stalk out of his stomach and latches onto the ceiling, and everyone says the words Jesus Christ. And then I think Kurt Russell shoots it with the flamethrower, but the dead guy's head then separates from its body while screaming. It's
Nice
like
stealth
popping
section.
these green globules of nonsense. And then it like slips off the table so it doesn't catch on fire. And then the fucking head sprouts spider legs and stalk eyes and starts running away from them while going blah, blah. And everyone's screaming and freaking out and trying to put out the fire. And everyone's like, oh, that sure sucked. And then one guy, guy with crazy hair, turns around and sees the head, and he says, "You've got to be fucking kidding." And then Kurt Russell looks at the head, and the head's like, bleh. And then Kurt Russell shoots fire at it, and the head's ah, and then it dies, and then they spray it with the fire extinguisher. And Kurt Russell's like, "All right, if everyone doesn't do exactly what I say right now, I'm gonna burn everyone." Everyone's like, "Okay, we'll do what you say." And he's like, "Okay, I've got an idea for a blood test, because looking at that guy back there gave me an idea." So the head tried to get away from the rest of the body, which means that every piece of this thing is its own animal that will try to survive when under attack. Holy shit! Nothing attacked you in here?
No.
Okay. Anyways.
Rock.
Oh, that's some water pressure.
Unplug that cork. The Thing. Go on.
Right, so every
Spoiler warning.
Every part of the
the
thing is
way.
its own animal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a blood test where I'm gonna draw blood from each of you while you're all tied down to a couch. And then if your blood reacts when I try to set it on fire, then I'll shoot you with the flamethrower while you're on the couch. And Dogman is like, this is a really good idea. And then he pulls out a knife and tries to stab Kurt Russell. And Kurt Russell shoots him in the head and kills him instantly. And Keith David is like, this is bullshit. And Kurt Russell's like, anyone else want to try me? So anyways, Kurt Russell ties everyone down to this couch. And then draws some blood from Dogman's corpse and sets it on fire. And Kurt Russell's like, so I guess you're a murderer, huh? Because the blood didn't react. And someone else is like, this test is bullshit anyways. This doesn't make any sense. And Kurt Russell's like, oh yeah? Well, how about that? We'll do you last, okay? Oh, jeez. You were doing good, though, Zach. So
That's good, though.
He's saying we'll do you last while testing the crazy hair guy's blood. And then when he sticks the hot needle in the crazy hair guy's blood, the blood screams and jumps out of the petri dish, right? And everyone's like, holy shit, and they realize they're tied to the couch with crazy hair guy. And crazy hair guy just starts vibrating. And they're like, start kicking away from him on the couch like, Jesus Christ, help me! And one of the guys who tested negative, who Kurt Russell gave a flamethrower to, Radio Man runs up to Crazy Hair Guy, but Crazy Hair Guy's head is like splitting apart, and then like he like breaks out of the couch and just flies up towards the ceiling somehow, and Radio Man runs right underneath him because he's very smart with the flamethrower, but then Crazy Hair Guy just drops back down, and Radio Man wasn't expecting that. That was the last thing he was expecting. And then Crazy Hair Guy's head just splits in half and, like, bites all around Radio Man's head. And then his hands grab his, and Radio Man drops the flamethrower. And he just starts whipping him around the fucking room like a rag doll while Radio Man is screaming bloody murder. And Kurt Russell's flamethrower jams. Like, the bullets got stuck in it or something. I don't know how flamethrowers jam, alright? I'm gonna assume it involves bullets. Well, anyways, everyone is screaming at all times, alright? This is the loudest room on the face of the earth. Crazy Hair Guy Monster Man is whipping Radio Man around the room like he's a fucking Beetlejuice character. And Kurt Russell is just swearing at his flamethrower. Keith David is screaming. Cool Old Guy is screaming. Everyone is screaming. Anyways, eventually, Crazy Hair Guy lets go of Radio Man and throws him across the room. And then Kurt Russell finally gets the jam out of the flamethrower and shoots the Crazy Hair Guy with the flamethrower. And Crazy Hair Guy just like punches the wall and the whole fucking thing explodes, and he starts running out into the snow to put out the fire, and Kurt Russell throws a fucking stick of dynamite at him and he explodes. What the fuck? What? Why doesn't that work? You need to approach from the edges? Approach from the edge of the turd. So anyways, after all that shit, Kurt Russell goes back inside, and Radio Man starts making weird sounds, so Kurt Russell sets him on fire, and then waits like 10 seconds, and then tells the other guy, okay, now put the fire out so we don't all die. So anyways, now Keith David shuts the fuck up about this test being bullshit, right? So he tests Keith David. Keith David is fine. And then it's time for the cool old guy that shot the crazy Norwegian man from the beginning. And so it's Kurt Russell holding the test, and then Cook Guy holding one flamethrower pointing at the couch, and Keith David holding the other flamethrower pointed at the couch. Like, this man, like, with all this shit pointing at him, no man in history would be as fucked if that test had gone off, right? Anyways, he sticks the hot needle in there, and it's silent. The blood doesn't react. And the cool old guy says, now, if you gentlemen don't mind, I'd rather not spend the rest of this winter tied to this fucking couch. And then they let him go. And that's the best scene in the movie.
Is it because he was actually infected, but the thing figured out a way to
No, the thing's not that smart.
Oh, okay.
When the thing is separated, it will try to survive.
Okay.
Like, Crazy Hair Guy didn't react or try to get away until it knew for a fact that the
they
test
knew.
had happened and that they knew and that he was in immediate danger. It didn't have enough foresight to know that the test would fail and try to get out of it. He was like agreeing with the test because it's perfectly mimicking the human mind, and it's only when its instincts tell it that it's in danger that it will actually activate and change forms and start fighting, which I find very interesting. So anyways, they now know that all these dudes are okay, and they're like, okay, we've got these flamethrowers and this dynamite and a rifle or two. So we're gonna go out, a couple of us, to the shed where the doctor guy was, and we're gonna give him the test just to make sure. And the other guy's like, okay, but what are we gonna do? Because we know there's still some... We know, like, the dog thing got away. We know the thing is still in here. And then the power goes out, and Kurt Russell is like, the thing knows that it can survive in the cold. It'll just freeze and wait for someone else to show up. But it knows that we won't survive to tell anybody. So what we're gonna do instead is burn the entire camp to the ground and kill us all. And everyone's like, this is a great idea. So you guys start blowing up every single room individually with fucking dynamite, and we're gonna go find crazy doctor guy. And when they get to the crazy doctor guy, you know what they find? He was building a fucking flying saucer in the basement of the shed. Is that Quaalag? Not Quaalag, Shelob.
What? No?
It's
Is that Quaalag?
It's free King's Frisia or whatever. Dark Souls.
Dukester Freya.
There you go.
So anyways, they're like,
Yeah.
we need to go to the weird
God.
basement complex that we've never explored before, that's underneath the shed,
This used
that
to be
we've-
so terrifying.
that
for
we've
me.
just
could imagine.
introduced without ever talking about the weird basement complex before in the movie. It's almost as if the writer just realized that he needed a setting for the climax that wasn't actively exploding.
How the spiders move and their legs and how they walk at you. I would, as a kid, I would have been terrified of that.
I would have been more creeped out by the way it was wiggling around while it was on its back.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was,
Exactly.
it was fucking creepy.
All of it.
So anyways, cool old guy is all like, don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm gonna round this corner in the basement by myself and start screaming to try to re-find you again. And then Doctor Guy just walks up to him, puts his hand on his face, and his hand just morphs with the dude's face right away. Like he didn't stand a chance, just fucking done. And then he just drags him away. And then Kurt Russell can't find Keith David, and he's like, God damn it. Well, anyways, I'm gonna finish setting up this dynamite in this weird basement complex. And then the floor explodes and the final boss comes out. And it's like a 14-foot tall, wide-ass pillar with a giant dragon head on the top of it, with the dog head from the dog monster at the beginning coming out halfway through, and it just stands absolutely still and goes blah, and then Kurt Russell says, fuck you, and he throws dynamite at it, and it explodes and dies instantly. And then Kurt Russell, like, leaves. He, like, survived the explosion, even though he was underground with the explosion. And the whole complex is on fire. And then he just kind of sits down. And then Keith David shows up. And Kurt Russell's like, are you a monster thing? And Keith David's like, no. Are you a monster thing? Kurt Russell's like, no. And he's like, okay, what do we do now? And he's like, well, we're gonna die, I guess. Do you want some booze? And he goes, yeah. And then Kurt Russell giggles and the movie ends.
Spoilers for who made the thing?
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
The movie that came out. Which one was this?
Look at all that health that I just lost.
This was in the 80s sometime.
Yeah.
86, 89, something
Was it
like
in
that.
color?
Yes.
Yeah. Puppets?
No?
That
Puppet
was the
stop
first original
puppet
one.
stop motion makeup, it all looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Look forward to
So-
The Thing, the video game.
As I have
Original
now watched this movie, not but like 3 weeks ago,
I just
for the
watched-
first time,
I actually
Yeah?
just watched it. if
I
you-
can safely say that Cameron's description of that movie is spot on, and I don't understand how he can actually like recite things like that.
It's been like
Cameron's-
3 years since I've seen it.
Cameron's freaking way of describing things is so beautiful.
It is.
freaking Bald Ginger Man and Radio Man were. So
well, that's
Radio
who they
Man.
are. They're not. I don't know who the fuck Clark is, but I sure know who Bald Ginger Man
So
is.
this is what you did, Cameron. Radio Man went up to Bald Ginger Man, and Bald Ginger Man was like, "Hey, Bald Ginger Man, talk Radio Man." Radio Man said, "Oh no, you're monster." Bald Ginger Man said, "No, a monster test." Bald Ginger Man, Space Man, Needle Man, Radio, and it all made sense.
It did. And on the next episode.
Oh Jesus! I did it again.
Yeah.
Perfect timing for this one, though.
God damn.
Whew.
Like that, I'm not even kidding. When you were talking about Bald Ginger Man and Radio Man, it was just I heard the word Bald Ginger Man and Radio Man about 12 times each, and it all made sense.
It did.
It all worked.